This is the daily chart on Canoo, and it was up big time today after the company announced approval for its Oklahoma City facility to be a foreign trade zone. That approval comes from the U.S. Department of Commerce and brings with it several benefits for Canoo. That includes the ability to sell its EV overseas without custom duties. It also allows it to differ custom duties on imported parts used in EVs sold domestically. However, let's not get it twisted. This is what Canoo looks like on the monthly chart. And let's zoom in closer to current price. And this is what we look like on the weekly chart. Now before we continue with the analysis, let's look at this video that came out, or this article that came out last week. Investors in embattled EV company Canoo have not really gotten much of a break at all over the past few years. This year alone, Canoo stock is down 65%, and that is after an upward movement of 50% in the stock a week ago. Much of this downward pressure has come from investor demand shifting from speculatively pre-revenue companies to those with strong and growing earnings prospects. An early-stage EV maker that made a lot of noise following its SPAC IPO in 2020, Canoo has simply not lived up to the production timelines and expectations of investors, most of whom appear to be focused on other more likely winners in the space. For Canoo, a recent price target cut from Alliance Global from $20 to $18.50 should have inspired more selling pressure, but it hasn't. Let's dive into why this may be the case. I don't understand how they even have a $18 target. It's crazy. Now the company's float is heavily shorted with around 13.5% sold short as per data from Fintel. In combination with a low stock price and a relatively small market capitalization, there's plenty of potential for investors to force short sellers out of their position and potentially squeeze the stock higher. And on the news, that's what we saw today. We saw the shorts had to buy back their shares, and as a result, that only put more upward pressure on the stock. Now, it would have been cool to see if price could have gotten up to that $4, $5 area. Why? Well, that would have been a key level of resistance, which was support. Do I think Canoo is turning around? Not quite yet. You did put in this weekly hammer candle, which signifies bullishness, but this was on, although above average volume, it was to the downside, meaning it was to the sell side. So as you can see, price closed red for the week, but it is off to a great start. However, for me, this is a pump only to get short, as Canoo has a lot of challenges ahead of itself and they keep burning cash. So for the bag holders of Canoo, today was a nice day. However, I think that's going to be short-lived. As you can see from the weekly chart, this 13 simple moving average did serve as resistance, and that's going to continue to serve as dynamic resistance. Relative to moving averages on the daily chart, you can see how price hit this 50-day moving average and then kind of pulled back. So be interesting to see what happens the rest of the week, but if anything, $5 level becomes your target, but nothing more. As you can see, the 100-day simple moving average sits right at the $5 mark. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Please like the video.